extremely insightful discussion. He's going to talk to you about many things, some of which will be top of your mind, and some of which many of us have never thought about. But before we do that, let me give you a quick introduction to Partho. It's a great pleasure and privilege to welcome Partho to our school. He is a renowned strategist and an innovator in business and economic models. He is the chairman and the chief mentor of Boston Analytics, a firm specializing in providing precision analytical services and financial modeling tools to corporate and government agencies. He is also the chairman of a business intelligence firm called Intersoft KK, based out of Tokyo. Earlier, Partho was a partner at McKinsey & Company and is now founding and managing director of a strategy policy advisory firm, Partho S. Ghose and Associates. He has 2 advanced degrees from MIT in the US, a master's degree in chemical engineering and 1 in business administration. Before that, he was IIT Kharagpur 1971 in chemical engineering, where he won the Institute's gold medal for being the class topper of the entire batch. His clients have included many prestigious organizations, corporates, and governments, as well as heads of state in more than half a dozen countries on issues relating with strategy and policy and implementation thereof. His clients view him as a creative problem solver and a visionary leader. Several CEOs have worked with him, view him as a leader who inspires leaders to build lasting legacies. We are very proud to have him on board of Unitedworld School of Business as chief mentor and chair professor. Now, besides all his consulting and his teaching and all of that, he's an avid public speaker. He enjoys jogging, bicycle riding, and driving. He didn't drive yet, but he would.
I'm thinking of jogging here, though.
And community service and social work is another one of his passions. He and other like-minded professionals in Boston, in and around Boston, have set up an organization called the Boston Pledge, which is a non-profit voluntary organization to stimulate bottom-up entrepreneurship and socio-economic development, and to develop environment-friendly technologies. So I wanted to give him a rousing welcome, and then after that,
thank you very much, and thanks to all of you. It was a great privilege to be with you. When I look at you, I look at the future of this country and the world. And obviously, at the same time, it reminded me of the days when I was like you, navigating through different programs around the world. Now, we're meeting at a very historic time. I don't know how many of you realize that the world in the next 25 years will be very, very different. And none of us could even imagine how it might be. But what we could definitely bet on is that the world would be very different from what it is now. And that world will be created by you. So we have to learn from you. And that's why I'm here, to take advantage of your minds, your brains, to see what are the kinds of questions you have in mind. Because the questions that you have, as you evolve the answers, that will lead to a process which I think we will be celebrating in the next 25, 30 years. So my opportunity to connect with Unitedworld Business School of Business, I consider it a very special privilege. As much I would like to say it's a big privilege for you, because it is a new school. Anything which is new has the tremendous potential, because you are not suffering from any kind of legacy, the baggage of the past. Now, as Joanna was talking to you, I am connected with various schools around the world, like Harvard Business School. Many of you raise your eyebrows when you think of Harvard, but I don't, or MIT, or Fletcher. And the reason I don't raise my eyebrows is because these schools over the years have done a lot of good work, but at the same time, they have developed a lot of liabilities that you do not have. And a lot of the good work that they have done will also become irrelevant, because the world in the next 25, 30 years will be very different. So whatever experience that we have may not apply with as much rigor and vigor as what you would develop in the next 25, 30 years. So that is my fundamental premise from where I want to build my discussions. As you can see, I actually came prepared, but then I decided that it may not be right to use the presentation, I'd rather talk to you and let the world unfold as we speak. Is it okay?
Yes.
If you agree with that, I will ask you some questions to educate myself first so that I can play it back to you. So the first question I have for you is, what is it that you would like to hear? What would you like to discuss right now? What are those outstanding questions in your mind? Anyone?
So since you've taught a number of these schools in the US and maybe some of these schools in India, so what do you feel was the major difference in the management education there and here?
Okay. Give me Ghose. I will first collect all the questions. Other questions?
So we are doing MBA over here. This theme, MBA is mind-brain activation. Can you talk on this?
No, that is my turn.
Yes. So we want to know more about this.
Okay. Good. Okay, that's good. That is a term I introduced about a year and a half ago in Calcutta. In St. David's College it was, right? Okay. I'm glad that you remember that. And next.
So what prompted you to be on board of Unitedworld?
Why Unitedworld? Any others?
You have to do tornadoes that are shaking this world. What do you think will be after 2019? What is scenario?
Did you get the question? Very important one.
No.
What he's saying is that in the Calcutta presentation I spoke about 3 tornadoes, which is going to destroy everything that we know today. But after the tornado there's a calm and the new world will emerge. And he wants to know more about the tornadoes.
What will the change?
More about the change, okay? So we're going to talk about it. Any others?
So
Yes, please.
how this particular degree like MBA is going to develop me and my work, my experience and my country as such?
So as you said that our business school is not contributing too much, I interpret it that way. Can you elaborate more on that thing also?
No, I did not say that. I did. I would be very careful. What I was about to say was, Harvard is also questioning that how they should shape the future of education. So as much as we appreciate the brand, but time has come for a place like Harvard to say that, look, we have to do things differently. And there's a search. What is it? So that's very important. I think what to take from the Western schools like Harvard, Princeton, MIT, or Yale, that these schools have that ability to continually question what is the next chapter. They're not saying that, look, we have a good brand, let's stick to whatever we have. And that's why you have the opportunity, because you can really, with your faculty members, shape the future of business education, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Yes, please.
So entrepreneurship and innovation at the bottom of pyramid.
Okay, then. Okay, I think, it's very good. I love these questions because what I feel very comfortable right now is the few exhibits that I put together could help me to answer the questions that you raised. So the questions are indeed relevant, and I thought you would be raising those questions. So I would go back to the presentations now and build on the presentation. And I think if I do that right, this is...
So can you take one more question?
Yes, please.
What are your views on the 360 degrees approach on leadership that has been said a lot on the newspapers and print media nowadays?